Have you ever imagined clothes that could like fix a tear all on their own? Or like what about microscopic robots, like tiny little doctors swimming around in your blood, delivering medicine exactly where it needs to go?
Right, and
A
how
technology that's
thoughts.
so efficient, it's almost unbelievable.
Yeah,
Well, that's the kind of stuff we're diving into today, right here on the Deep Dive.
absolutely, and it all falls under this one big umbrella, nanotechnology.
And we're going deep, folks. This is like your express ticket to really getting nanotechnology.
Yeah, we've gone through all the research, pulled out the juiciest bits, some facts that'll really make you think.
So, first things first.
Mhm.
What even is nanotechnology? I mean, we throw that word around, but
All
what are we
right.
talking about here?
So at its core, nanotechnology is about manipulating matter. But we're not talking about like building with Legos here. We're
Yeah.
talking about working with atoms and molecules, the absolute building blocks of, well, everything. And when I say tiny, I mean tiny. We're talking about a scale of 1 to 100 nanometers.
Okay, now I'm lost.
Think of it this way. 1 nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter. It's mind-bogglingly small.
Yeah, okay, I can't even picture that.
But here's the kicker. When we start messing around at that scale,
Yeah.
materials start acting totally different.
Really?
Yeah, they get these brand new properties that we just don't see in the larger world.
Like a whole new set of rules for how stuff works.
Exactly. Like gold, for instance.
Gold. Really? I always thought that was like super stable, doesn't react with much.
Right, exactly, at a normal scale. But shrink it down to nano size, and suddenly it's a super reactive catalyst.
Wow, so just making it smaller changes how it behaves.
Exactly. The surface area to volume ratio changes drastically.
So how long have we known about this stuff? Is this all brand new?
Well, the really cool thing is that the seeds of nanotechnology were planted a while back.
Hmm,
Back in 1959, there's this brilliant physicist, Richard Feynman.
I've heard that name.
He gave this mind-blowing lecture called There's Plenty of Room at the Bottom.
Catchy title.
And in that lecture, he basically laid out this vision of engineering at the atomic level.
He was ahead of his time.
Absolutely, but it took a few decades for the tools to catch up with the vision.
I see. So when did it really become, real?
The game changer was the invention of the scanning tunneling microscope in the 1980s.
What's so special about that?
For the first time, scientists could actually see individual atoms.
Like, actually see them.
Yep, and even manipulate them. That's when nanotechnology went from a cool idea to something we could actually experiment with.
Fascinating. So today we're going to take you on this journey
Yeah.
through the core ideas of nanotechnology, showing you the coolest applications and how this stuff could actually impact your life.
Exactly, and we'll keep it clear, keep it engaging, no need to get bogged down in the super technical stuff.
Right. We want you to leave feeling like, wow, nanotechnology is awesome. So let's jump in. Let's start with something everyone cares about. Medicine.
Okay, so when we think about nanotechnology in medicine, one of the most exciting areas is, well, it sounds futuristic, almost like science fiction,
Oh, tell me more.
nanoscale robots.
Like tiny little robots.
Exactly, often called nanobots. And researchers are really working on these things. Imagine these tiny robots traveling through your body, going exactly where they need to go.
Like a little targeted strike team.
Exactly. They could deliver drugs with pinpoint accuracy, say, directly to a cancer cell.
So less of the whole body getting hit with chemo.
Exactly. Or they could even perform surgery.
What, like at a microscopic level?
Yep, minimally invasive surgery. That's just not possible with our current tools.
That's incredible. So this is actually happening. This isn't just a dream, right?
Oh, yeah. Scientists are working on all sorts of amazing stuff with these nanobots. I read about one project where they're developing nanobots with, like, molecular keys.
Keys.
Yeah, so the nanobots only unlock and release their medicine when they find a specific cancer cell.
So it's like a lock and key system, but at the molecular
That's
level.
brilliant. Exactly, highly targeted treatment.
So who's leading the charge in this nanomedicine revolution?
Well, one of the biggest names is Dr. Mauro Ferrari.
I think I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's a pioneer in this field. His work is really showcasing the incredible potential of nanotechnology in healthcare.
It sounds like nanomedicine could completely change how we treat diseases.
Absolutely. Imagine treatments that are way more effective and have way fewer side effects.
I mean, that would be a game changer for so many people.
Exactly, and that's the promise of nanomedicine. Personalized, targeted healthcare, all thanks to these tiny little tools. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about another area where nanotechnology is making a huge impact: electronics.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is all about making our gadgets smaller, faster, and more powerful, right?
You got it. Think about your smartphone, your laptop.
I'm using my phone right now to record notes on this.
See, we all rely on these devices, and we constantly want them to do more, be faster, and last longer on a single charge. And that's a huge driving force behind nanotechnology innovation.
So how are they actually using nanotechnology to make these improvements?
It's all about pushing the boundaries of material science. Companies like IBM and Intel.
Big players.
Oh, yeah, they're investing heavily in research at the nanoscale, trying to find new materials and ways to build things that can go beyond the limitations of our current technology, like silicon-based electronics.
So what are some of these new wonder materials they're looking at?
Two of the most promising are carbon nanotubes and graphene.
I've heard of those, but I'm not sure I understand what they are.
So picture this. You take a sheet of carbon atoms, like a single layer, that's graphene.
Okay.
Now, roll that sheet into a tiny tube, and you have a carbon nanotube. These materials are incredibly strong, and they conduct electricity amazingly well.
Wow. So what does that mean for electronics?
Think about smartphones and computers that are not only way faster, but also use way less energy. We're talking longer battery life, less impact on the environment, a win-win.
I'm starting to see how nanotechnology is really touching every aspect of our lives. Now, what about something like sustainability? Can nanotechnology help us create a greener future?
Absolutely. One area where it's showing a lot of promise is renewable energy, specifically solar power.
Okay, I'm interested. Tell me more.
Researchers are using nanomaterials to create solar panels that are much more efficient at capturing sunlight and converting it into electricity. And they're exploring ways to make these panels cheaper to produce, too.
So we could have more affordable and efficient solar panels thanks to nanotechnology. That would be huge.
And it's not just about energy production. Nanotechnology is also helping us clean up the environment. One example is water filtration.
Water. Wow, that's a basic need for everyone.
Exactly. Nanomaterials are being used to create advanced filtration systems that can remove even the tiniest impurities from water.
So we could potentially have cleaner water for everyone.
Exactly. And these systems can be more cost-effective and energy efficient than traditional methods.
It seems like nanotechnology has the potential to solve some of our biggest global challenges. Now, all of this sounds amazing, but, I'm sure our listeners are wondering, how can I learn more about this stuff? What
Yes.
can I actually do to get involved?
That's a great question. First and foremost, staying informed is crucial.
So where should people go for reliable information?
Stick with reputable sources like well-established scientific journals and news outlets that focus on science.
Makes sense. Don't just believe everything you see on social media.
Right. And beyond just reading, try engaging with the nanotechnology community. There are tons of online forums and groups where people share information and discuss new breakthroughs.
So it's a good way to connect with other people who are interested in nanotechnology.
Exactly. And if you're really keen on learning more, look for workshops or seminars in your area.
So like hands-on learning?
Yep, some institutions offer opportunities to actually work with nanotechnology tools and get a real feel for how things work.
Cool. What about online courses?
Those are a great option too. Platforms like Coursera and edX have some fantastic courses that go deeper into the science and applications of nanotechnology.
And for a more fun, family-friendly experience, what about science museums?
Definitely. Many science museums have exhibits dedicated to nanotechnology, often with interactive displays that make it easy to grasp these complex concepts.
I love a good museum.
Mhm.
Now let's get a little more creative. What are some less conventional ways people can learn about nanotechnology?
Well, one cool thing you can do is get a DIY nanotech kit. There are kits out there that let you do simple experiments at home. It's a great way to get hands-on experience.
That sounds fun. I might have to try that myself.
And of course, in this day and age, social media is a great resource. Follow some of the leading scientists in the field. They often share insights into their work, latest discoveries, even behind the scenes glimpses.
It's like having a front row seat to cutting edge research. So to wrap things up,
Nanotechnology is more than just a scientific field.
it's really transforming our world.
It is. It's revolutionizing medicine, electronics, sustainability, and so much more.
It's like those self-healing clothes, tiny medical robots, and super efficient technologies we talked about at the beginning.
Exactly. And this is just the beginning. Imagine what the future holds as we get even better at manipulating matter at this tiny scale.
Yeah, I mean, what will be possible in 10, 20, 50 years?
Exactly. And here's something to think about. As we keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible with nanotechnology, where does science fiction end and reality begin?
That's a question I think we'll all be grappling with in the years to come.
And who knows what incredible breakthroughs await us on this journey.
It's an exciting time to be alive.